Real Housewives star Vicki Gunvalson's fiancé announces run for California governor. Lodge says the Golden State is being destroyed by bad decisions by Sacramento politicians. In his first interview since announcing a run for California governor Tuesday, former Real Housewives star Vicki Gunvalson's fiancé, Steve Chavez Lodge, called on his fellow Golden State residents to make California California again. The run comes as Democratic government Gavin Newsom faces a recall election partway through his first term in office, with critics skewering him for his handling for the coronavirus pandemic, the state's wildfire crisis, homelessness and the high cost of living. Lodge, 62, a California native who served in the U.S. Army and as a police officer, says he aims to appeal to voters of all political stripes to help revive the Golden State's lost luster. Hollywood can't afford to be in Hollywood anymore, he said, panning the high cost of living and doing business in the state, which he said is causing people to pack up and leave. I was born and raised in California, Lodge told Fox News. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth like some of these folks we know. The candidate has a major proposal for tackling California's growing homelessness crisis, a bold departure from the ineffective solutions offered up by the state's controlling party. He said Dallas County, Texas, could serve as a model for the program, although a Golden State effort would occur on a much larger scale. Lodge would target the root causes of homelessness, including mental health issues and substance abuse. When I was a cop in the 80s and even before that, we've always had a certain number of homeless in the community, and we knew what their issues were, he said. They were either drug addicted, alcoholics, mentally ill. It's the same population, which is the majority of the homeless. Only a tiny fraction of people become homeless after suffering an economic crisis, he said. Authorities managed the issue with rehabilitation and mental health treatments, he said, until former government Jerry Brown signed AB 109 into law, which was basically the taking of the state prison population and pushing it down to the local jail and county jail population, he said. They couldn't handle that kind of mass relocation of the prison population. As a result, authorities started granting prisoners early releases to free up space. Combine that with additional criminal justice reforms that decriminalized certain minor offenses, and everybody just kind of floated out into the system, into the communities, he said. They have really taken a problem and made it 100 times worse by their legislation decriminalizing drugs to allow everybody to take whatever they want, he said. Well, a portion of those people end up not being able to function in society, out on the street. The result, a poorly managed mass release of people unable to live on their own, led to the current crisis, Lodge said. They didn't have a plan to merge them back into society, he said. They didn't have a plan to rehabilitate them. They didn't have any plan at all. Instead of working inside the jails and prisons and rehabbing and detoxing and that sort of thing, they just let them go. Lodge also used the hashtags #RecallNewsom and #VoteLoGifOGovernor. Gunvalson was one of the first to react to her fiancé's announcement, writing in a caption, "You got this, honey," with emojis. She also took to her own Instagram account, writing in a post, "I'm so proud of Steve. Go get him." The former Real Housewives of Orange County star got engaged to Lodge in 2019. Lodge's announcement comes just days after California government Gavin Newsom's recall became official with over 1.7 million signatures against the Democrat verified. Newsom's recall effort will be the second that comes to a vote in Golden State history. The first brought the Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger into office in 2003, replacing Democratic government Gray Davis. "This is the turning point of California right now," Lodge said Wednesday. "If we don't recall Newsom and replace him with somebody like me, then it's going to continue toward the edge of the cliff and it's not going to come back." Major Williams, a Republican gubernatorial candidate, told Fox News earlier this month that Newsom had mishandled the pandemic. The entrepreneur and founder of Major Kicks for Kids was the first Republican to announce his candidacy for governor. Businessman John Cox, whom Newsom defeated in 2018, former San Diego Mayor Kevin Falconer, and 1976 Olympic decathlon champion and TV personality Caitlyn Jenner have since entered the fray on the GOP side, among many other candidates. This is no longer a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, declined to state issue, Lodge said. This is not individual groups. This is all of us in California. You just can't stand by and watch a beautiful state destroyed.